Okay. Hello everyone, welcome to the day one of Inner Light. We have few participants who are more comfortable in Hindi, so just let me know if everyone is comfortable in a mix of both the languages. Please drop a message or you can react on it. Okay. Divya, Manvi, Diksha, Arjun, what about you? Okay, great. Fine. So let's begin. So I'll just share exactly क्या होने वाला है इस पूरे process में. So we will be meeting here for 7 days. This is a program of 7 days. Saturday and Sunday we will not be meeting, but Thursday, Friday, and then Monday to till 9th of November. Okay, each day we have a specific program. हर दिन हम एक नई चीज करेंगे. And it is very important जब आप recordings access करें तब आप sequentially करें. In case you access the recordings and you have questions, और you experience different emotions, कुछ emotions आते हैं, कुछ heavy emotions feel होते हैं, रोना आता है या डर लगता है या कुछ पुरानी बातें याद आती है. So it is very important to process it because it is a part of the journey. ऐसा होगा, this is very natural. You will be triggered. So if you wish to share in the group, know that this is a safe space. Everyone is holding that safe space for you. So आप यहाँ पे भी share कर सकते हैं. And if you don't feel comfortable in the group, then you can share it in my personal chat window on WhatsApp. Okay, but please ensure that you get all your questions answered. That will help you to bring closure to certain things. Okay. So today's session, I hope you all have pen and paper with you. आप सबके पास writing instruments हैं. And ensure that you write it and you keep the papers handy with you for the next session. Okay, because we will be continuing from that writing prompt. Okay, we may be needing it in the next session. So अगर आप loose papers पे कर रहे हो तो आप वो papers संभाल के रखना और ऊपर लिख देना day 1, day 2, whatever it is. Okay. Today we'll be doing a grounding exercise. Then we'll be exploring the safe space, and then we will be reaching out to our worst fears. And I would suggest that everyone come on the camera so that I can see you. I can see how you're feeling, how you're navigating to the entire process. Okay. I hope you have water bottle handy. Okay. So let's start with the process. Ensure that you have backrest. You can lean comfortably and sit comfortably and close your eyes. Sit comfortably with your back well rested and close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, ensure that there is a space behind your knees and between your knees. Okay, ensure that there is a space between your knees and behind your knees. In case you are sitting on bed and you are sitting cross-legged, that is perfectly fine too. Place your hands on your thighs facing upwards. Your hands on your thighs facing upwards. And your mouth slightly open. Okay. Inhale from your nose and exhale from your mouth if possible. If not, then also it is fine. The idea is that we create a tube so that the energy flows easily and comfortably. Keep on inhaling and exhaling. Inhale and exhale. As you keep on inhaling and exhaling, become aware of your breath. Keep on breathing and become aware of your breath. Feel your breath traveling from your nostrils towards your forehead, towards the crown, to the back of your head. Feel your breath on your entire face, relaxing your face muscles. Keep on breathing, keep on inhaling and exhaling as you feel the power of this life-giving force in your throat and neck. Inhale and exhale as your breath travels towards your shoulders, your arms, elbows, forearms, wrist, palm, and fingers. Keep on inhaling and exhaling. Become aware how your breath feels in your chest. Let it expand your chest, your lungs. Hold it for some time and exhale. Again, inhale and let the lungs expand and exhale. Keep on breathing as your breath travels downwards towards your upper abdomen, your lower abdomen, your pelvic floor, your genitals, thighs, knees, shin bone, and calf muscles. Keep on breathing. Become aware of your breath as it travels towards the backside of your body, towards your crown, your neck, your upper back, your middle back, your lower back, your buttocks, the back of your thighs, the back of your knees, your entire calf muscles, your ankle, your foot, the sole of your feet, and your toes. Keep on breathing. Keep on becoming aware of your breath. Become aware of all the places your breath travels to, and all the places where it does not travel to, where you cannot feel the sensation. Just breathe. And as you keep on breathing, I want you to imagine or recreate a space in your mind, a space where you felt safe. See who made you feel safe. Who was the person? If there was any person who made you feel safe, with whom you didn't have to pretend or be someone else. You can just be who you are. Visualize the place where it happened. Where was your safe space? How did it look like? Was it a closed space or an open space? What was the time of the day? How did the weather look like? If it was a closed space, how big or small it was? What were the color of the room? Become aware of the furnishings if there are any. Now become aware, how old were you when you were in this safe space? What was your age? And become aware of any object, if you had any toys which made you feel safe. Become aware of the objects as well. You can have more than one safe space and choose the one which is closest to you, which brings a lot of peace and safety inside. And in case you cannot visualize any space, imagine a space where you could be just you. Visualize this space in great detail and become aware of it fully. Breathe into it. As you keep on breathing into your safe space, it will keep on getting more concrete in your inner landscape. See the people with whom you shared the space, or were you alone? Remember, there are no right or wrong answers. Just keep on breathing. Just keep on visualizing. See what you are doing in this safe space. How did you feel here? How old are you? What are you wearing? What are the color of the clothes? What are the things around you? And as you keep on breathing into this safety, become aware of the body part where you feel this safety. जहाँ आप इतना सेफ फील कर रहे हैं, जहाँ आप फील कर रहे हैं जिसमें आपको कुछ करने की जरूरत है. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to pretend. You are just who you are. Absolutely safe, absolutely happy and blissful. And become aware of the sensations in your body as you feel this safe space. Keep on breathing. Notice the body part where you feel this safety. You might feel any kind of sensation, any hot or cold flashes, any tingling. And it is very important to become aware of your body part. If you are unable to, just visualize, keep on visualizing the safe space in great detail and breathe in your body. Become aware of your body. And you might feel certain sensations in some of your body parts. It could be in your chest. It could be in your throat, your abdomen. It could be anywhere. Keep on inhaling and exhaling. Notice who are the people here. Notice if you are doing any specific activity. Just inhale and exhale. And when you have noticed the body part where you feel this safe space, where you feel the sensations of this safe space, you can gradually come back to the here and now.
Recording in progress.
can gradually come back to the here and now and start writing down about your safe space. No one is going to read it. So be as true to you as possible. Write down what you have seen in that space. Who were the people? What were you wearing? Keep on writing. What was the time? How old were you? What was happening? Was it a closed space or an open space? It's okay if you cannot relate to the visualization. You can always go back to the recording and do it. Sometimes when we are too traumatized, we are so disassociated that it feels very difficult to go to an unfamiliar territory, and it is absolutely fine. Okay, so you can go back to the recording and repeat the exercise. You may need to repeat it twice or thrice. See if there was a person who was in your safe space or who made you feel safe. Write about them too. It is okay, Diksha. It is not necessary that we will have all the elements in the safe space. If you can relate to a person, write about them. Okay? Write about how they made you feel safe. The idea why I gave you all the elements, the four pillars of safety basically, was to make you aware that all these are the ways through which you can feel safe. You can feel safe by an object, by a person, by a particular place, or by a particular age as well. That, when I was a child, I used to feel safe when I was playing with my teddy bear. It could be anything. And it happens often, Divya. It happens with all of us that, we don't feel safe. Sometimes we have gone through a lot and we are shamed often. There is a lot of history behind shame and judgments where we were not able to, or we were not allowed to share what we felt. And a lot of times, in fact, most of the times, the first thing we lose is our sense of safety. Okay? So, in such cases, resolving the trauma is very important. But even if you cannot create a space, even if you cannot find a safe space in your memory bank, you can always imagine one. Like for the longest time, I had imagined a safe space. And even though when I go back and whenever I visualize my safe space, it is always an imaginary place. It is a place in the jungle. The house is of mushroom shape and it has a U shape, inverse U shaped door, which has yellow lights there. And it's a very small, tiny house. And the fragments of it comes from the animated movies which I have seen. And it is okay. The idea is that you feel safe there, even if you're alone there. I never saw my safe space in with any person. I always found it in my imagination. And later, when I started healing, I got fragments of memories where I do feel safe. Yes, Payal.
What I felt was that I am like a few months old or probably an year, and my father is standing there, and just I'm in his arms.
Yeah.
That's the only visual that I got, and I can relate to one thing that when you said even now, so I felt this home is my safe space, not any particular space per se. Matlab, I could not visualize, but this idea came in, and I also realized one thing that like I'm married for now 23, 24 years, but when I sit with my husband just like that he's holding me like that, like my father used to hold me, I feel so safe. So that's where I could correlate that it's the same peace that I feel.
And Payal, you have really touched the most important aspect of our relationships, the most intimate relationships we share, whether it is our partner or with our children. It is often a reflection, a mirror of what we experience with our parents,
Yeah, true.
right? So if that is your safe space, just keep on breathing and visualize it. Give it in detail. For example, what was your father wearing in this image of yours? What were you wearing as an infant or maybe a year old girl? Okay. What was the time of the room? What was the time of the day? What was the color of the
There
walls?
was nothing. I can feel the clothes right now, but
Yeah.
there was no, when you were even saying, there was no other details. It was just that
Okay, then just stay with this. And just have you found out where in your body were you able to feel that safety?
yes, at the back heart.
Yes. So just stay with it and write it down. We'll need it. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yes, Divya, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, so I had this question that I have
Yeah.
tried therapy. I have been into retreats and some circles also, and there were people who are into like healing, and I think anyone else would feel safe in those spaces. And I have traveled also sometimes, like I have been to beaches, and what is like mostly I connect to beaches or jungles more, but I feel that I did not feel completely safe in those situations, even when the safe space was provided, because maybe I was having my own insecurities, or maybe like when I'm traveling, even if I'm at the beach, because I am a female and I'm traveling alone, there is some sense of maybe koi aa jayega, there can be an animal or can be any uh, person who can harm me or like that. So that is, and in the safe spaces also there was some insecurities always, like maybe uh, they are still, when I know that they are there to help me, still that they may be judging me or whatever. So is it like that I did not I wasn't provided the safe space, or I wasn't able to feel safe? Obviously I cannot feel safe in with my parents, and throughout my childhood, and in all these spots like retreats and all, there were some I tried to be part of these spaces just to for these things only. Yeah, but yeah, so
So, Divya, the concept of safety is not restricted or limited to a physical space, okay? A retreat or maybe someplace close to nature. Safety is always within our bodies. Like you mentioned, that you were not, throughout your childhood, you never felt safe. So, that's insecurity is in your body, and wherever you go, you will never feel safe until and unless you tap into that inner safety. And sometimes, because of so many incidences and certain unfortunate circumstances, we may not be able to tap into that safety. We may not be able to feel safe, or we may not be able to tap into any memory. And that is why we create imaginary spaces, something out of our imagination, that if these things happen, if this is the place, like in my imagination it was a jungle and the house was of mushroom and it has a small door and it has a circular window with 4 fragments. So this is my imaginary space, and this is where I felt safe. So even though we may not have physical safe spaces, we may not have people who would have made us feel safe, it is absolutely fine to imagine such spaces and to create own sense of safety. Because just like trauma resides in our body, it is a felt sensation, it is a felt experience, right? Similarly, safety is also a felt experience. We may have multiple safe spaces, like what was shared by Payal, that she felt that safety with her father, similar kind of safety with her partner. It could be that way as well, and it could be that we simply do not have any clue of safety. And the first thing we lose is our sense of safety. So when we do not have safe spaces, when we do not have any memories of such spaces, we always, as a facilitator, ask our clients to imagine a space, visualize a space, use all your creativity and imagination, and create a space where you feel that you will be safe. Have I
Correct.
answered your question?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I've been trying this also since almost 4 5 years.
Okay.
But in my imagination and visualization also, I don't like, even whenever I have imagined that okay, I will be in a greenery, and I will be in a cozy room, and there will be some balcony, and I will feel safe. I have been to those places also, and I did not feel safe. And in my imagination also, I just used to think that I'm just forcing myself to feel create some safe space, but
Let it flow, Divya, let it flow. Instead of forcing yourself to create a space and to, you know, structure it in a way that it would have a balcony or it would have some greenery. Let it flow. Sometimes the safe space is in an expansive field, just a big green field. It could be, in fact, I had a client who felt safe in her terrace, in a home's terrace where no one could access her. It could be anything. Once I had a client who felt that I only feel safe in my washroom, and that is absolutely okay too. Your safe space need not be lavish or of a certain kind. It is your safe space. It should bring comfort to you rather than up to, defining it in terms of certain standards. So just go with your imagination. It could be in somewhere in the space as well, and that is also fine. Like when I was a part of a workshop where one of the participants said that I feel safe in space where I'm between the stars and planets. Okay, so it is not about the physical dimensions of the space, rather, it is about how you feel inside. So, without forcing yourself, just see how you feel about a particular space.
so no, my question was, in my
Okay.
visualization also, whatever space I imagine, I don't feel, I think that I can imagine this place or I will feel safe. But in my imagination also, I don't feel safe. That's what I
That's what I'm saying, Divya, that you are thinking here. And safety is a felt sensation. It has to be felt. It should not be directed by your thought process. That is why I said dropping all your thoughts and your conditions about how should you feel safe, just go with the flow. Just imagine yourself feeling safe, feeling secure. And it could be a very confined space as well. It could be an elevator as well, and that is also okay. It could be a dark well as well, and that is also okay. So do not think, just allow yourself to feel. And the way you are saying that you had a lot of bitter experiences, it may take you multiple attempts to find that safety. And in your case, it would be advisable that you do it with some help, holding someone's hand. That will be helpful for you, specifically for you, because sometimes it is very difficult to access the safe space as well, especially when we have gone through a lot, especially when we didn't feel safe with our parents.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Diksha, you had a question?
Hi. So I have
Hi.
joined from two devices. Is it okay? I'm speaking.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, okay. I mean, just for the experience. So I was trying to structure my question in head while the entire conversation was going on, and there's not a very. So I'm just gonna put it how it's coming in my head.
Yeah.
So when we say and when we understand that safety is something that needs to be felt,
Yeah.
as an experience, right? And the very fact that, or the very uh, exercise of imagining anything happens from a space of head,
Okay.
right? So how do
Yeah.
we, I mean, isn't it that we are actually running? Because I mean, like for someone it could be, or any different spaces, right, of safety, it's always from a space of head, right? And like one of the things of trauma is also that we have started living in our head, maybe not in just this life, and maybe like throughout our lives, right? So the, and how difficult it must, like it is, to come back to the body and feel all those sensations. Isn't it very important to come back to the body? Like maybe that is why I, when you were telling, I, what was happening, that I was trying to come back to the body when you were saying how do you feel in behind this, behind that. At the same time there was a creative, like there was an imagination thing, right? That what color, what this, and that kind of contradicted, like, like I could not, I'm not saying that I'm very like it's very easy to come back to the body, no, it is
True.
not.
Yeah.
Be it good or bad, but because the pattern is also, and it's not a conscious pattern, right? It's not a conscious pattern that we actually live in head and not tap into the body. So I felt, I mean, how does this work really, the imagination part? Because isn't it actually taking us away from coming back to the body, no matter how difficult it is in the body and how difficult, painful it could be to feel? And maybe there could be like most of the times when I tap into the body, even now when I was coming in between, I could not really feel very strong sensation, right? And to be able to even feel subtle sensation which we feel sometimes and which we don't feel sometimes, it really takes to leave the head, right?
Okay, so I have a question here, Diksha. What do you mean by head?
I mean, thinking, like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I can, so
Yeah.
a kind of,
So
when
there are two things, Divya. One is your Diksha. One is your thoughts, okay, and the other is your feelings, okay.
Hmm.
And yes, thoughts are a natural. Okay, so we have more than 60,000 thoughts in a single day. And most of the thoughts, 90% of them are repetitive, right? That is the nature of thoughts. But when it comes to feelings, we have certain ways of experiencing things. Okay, this is the felt sensation. So when you say trauma, to trauma is not about any event, it is about any suppressed emotion, anything which you have experienced but not able to process it. That is trauma. And whenever something like that happens, in spite of the magnitude of it, there is a split. The split is between your mind and your body. Okay, so when you say head, head is also part of the body. while thoughts are something else. So when we say that you have to feel that safe space, that is something which is you have felt ever in your life. For example, in cases like what Divya shared, that she never felt safe. In such cases where trauma is of extreme nature, where the very sense of safety is lost, in such cases, we ask people or our clients to imagine that safety. Because they are so disassociated and they are so numbed out. The pain is so big that they can't even go back to those memories. Understand, in our lives, we all have good memories as well as bad memories, right? We have bitter memories as well. But the trauma is such, the pain is such that even we are not willing to go back to that time to access the memories. In such cases, we ask people to imagine. And when you say that, yes, the idea is to bring ourselves back to the bodies, yes, that is the idea. That the split is joint, because anything which is joint risks a fracture, right? So the idea is to bring it holistically together, mind, body, and spirit. But it will take time. And to process that trauma, we need to feel safe that it is okay to even revisit those incidents, because that is not happening right now. The event or the experience has happened a long back in our past. But even to revisit it is very painful. And so to embody a sense of safety is very important. And it is perfectly okay to imagine it. Because out of thousands and lakhs of things you have seen in your life, you have gone through, maybe you have seen visuals or movies, or you have read it in books, only a certain fragment of it is shown in your safe space, right? For example, in my case, it was a jungle and a mushroom house, and I have seen so many movies, I have read so many books, but something in it had the essence through which I could have felt safety. Like for Payal, there would be multiple incidents when her father would have hold her as a baby. But there was this very incident when he pulled her when she was less than a year old, or probably near, that had that essence. So the idea is to bring that essence, and slowly and gradually, when we start working on our traumas, when we start healing, we also tap into our real memories of physical places, of real people who made us feel safe. But till that time, we haven't done that journey. It is very important to imagine that safety, to carry that essence of safety, that we are being supported. There is no fear, and we can revisit this incident. Because, like you said, that we have to go back to our bodies, but our body is fragmented because of so many traumatic episodes. So to bring back those fragments, we have to revisit each of them. It's like, a glass. A glass has fallen down and has broken into multiple pieces. Every time you go back, you will bring a piece of it. And piece by piece, you will make it go. Okay? So in such cases, when the pain is intense, we always ask our clients to imagine that scene. And slowly and gradually, we do start imagining real people, real places. But then each one of us have their own journey. Have I answered your question, Diksha?
Yes, you have. I mean, and you have also given a lot to reflect. Can I ask one more
Yeah,
thing
please go.
to
Please go
continue?
ahead.
So, so why I said this imagination part is because of two reasons. How I said that it felt like a distraction.
Okay, just tell me, in your case, were you able to, did you have any real memory of safety?
Yeah, so that's where I was coming at. So when you said safety first, I kind of felt lost. Nothing was coming in the head. But as you navigated place, whether it kind of felt more lost, like what is it? And the whole idea of creative part also, like it, I think as I was saying, I was feeling I was going to the thinking, right? Because you're going to the head and imagine. It's not happening. And then when you said coming back to the, like when you started telling sensation, I kind of felt easy.
Yeah.
And then there was one part where you said people. I think you said who are the people involved. And that reminded me of a friend where in her presence, I always feel that I can have authentic conversations.
Yeah.
So I remembered. So what happened as it navigated, I kind of saw myself like lying on the bed right now of the bed which is in front of me, but in the same cloth, okay, which I'm wearing right now, and I'm laughing and I'm on phone and I'm talking. I think it came when you said which kind of space. So and there also I felt lost. I started thinking again that when was the first time I felt, what was the first, was it like this
Need
since the
not to be
beginning?
the first time. It need not be the first time.
I understand.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that because of this, I was always going back to the head. And when you said, was it, I think you said space, closed, open, something like that.
Yeah.
And then this thing came that I'm lying on the bed right now and I'm having a conversation with her on phone. But it kind of felt like a past memory, but it's a created memory at the same time, right? Because I'm right in this clothes, and then you can imagine your face, like you can see your face. Like we cannot see our faces from any of the past memories, right? That cannot be stored in memory because we can't see ourselves. How so? So it felt like again like I'm creating a memory. And why I said this is because this idea where you described your place, I have also done this, and it actually feels very good. It actually feels very good. So I imagined a beautiful, not today, but in the past, like there's a beautiful jungle and everything, that there's a sense of community and people are coexisting, yet I have the private space to work on myself. And so it felt very beautiful, but like it's the idea,
And it is okay.
right? And it's been, I'm not saying it's not okay, but and that has happened couple of times, right? That there's this idea always, but like I think the people thing you brought, and what happened even after the session finished, a couple of people started flowing in, and every time there was one common thing with them, that I was authentic. Whatever I was saying, I could say it as I felt, and there was no judgment there. So whatever 3-4 people I have met in my life where I could be, even for a single second, like one person came, I've just met for a minute, and then we had just authentic conversation, and I don't even remember the conversation. Like there's no event, nothing. It's just the face, the associated memory of with that person came. So that kind of made sense. But at the same time, as I said, this creating thing, I felt like,
Okay.
am I going away from
No.
the journey again by
So
going
understand this is a group space, okay? Everyone will not experience a real memory. Okay? And that is why I gave you 4 pillars. It could be an event. What made you feel safe? It could be an object. It could be when did you feel safe? It could be an age related thing. It could be who made you feel safe. It could be related to a person, or it could be where you felt safe. It could be related to a place. And in group exercises, everyone comes from a very different background. And therefore, the guidelines should be such that everyone connects some part of it. If I will just say a safe space, the space could mean a physical space only. And then people will not be able to identify a physical space. Okay. And in these groups, we often have people who do not have any of these 4 in their life. In such cases, we ask them to imagine it. Okay. But yes, if it had been a 1:1, I would have taken your answers. Where are you? With whom are you? Okay. How old are you? Then it would be a very different experience. And then it would be specifically curated as per your experience. But in group settings, everyone comes from a very different baggage.
that answers, yeah.
Okay. Okay, great. Thank you for the questions. I hope you have written the safe space. And any of you who were not able to feel in body where that safety was? Was any person who felt that I couldn't find it in the body? Okay.
Yes, I could not connect with the body.
Okay.
Part.
Okay. And what about you, Kamna?
Even I was not able to feel in my body.
Okay. So everyone, please hold this space for Kamna and Diksha, and I will take you to a small exercise. Okay. Just read what you have felt in your safe space. Okay. Just read whatever you have written about your safe space for once. Divya, in that case, it is for you as well. Just read what you have written about your safe space. Okay, let me know when all three of you have done. Done?
Actually, Sneha, I'm not able to think of any particular place, but in general, I felt that my parent house or my husband house both are safe place for me. So I think I have to do more thinking on it because you explained it.
Yeah. So I think, Kamna, you just go back to the recording once again, do the exercise of safe space, and then you can connect with me personally on WhatsApp. Okay?
Okay.
Because it is not about I can feel safe anywhere. If you have to pretend to be someone else, if you are not your authentic self, then it is not that space for you. Then you have to see where you can be just you. Okay? And it could be even, like you are a painter. So even if you are just drawing or painting and no one is around you and you feel just connected fully present there, then also that is that safe space. In that case, brushes or your drawing instruments become that safety, that object of safety. Okay, so just wherever you feel you do not have any reason to pretend to be someone else, you are just okay. Just go back.
I have to do some thinking on it.
Yeah, you have to reflect back, I guess.
Yes.
Okay, Diksha and Divya, have you read about your safe spaces? Okay, now close your eyes and just visualize it. Just visualize it and feel it in any of your body parts. It could be a pulsating sensation. Maybe a body part is drawing your attention. Maybe you are feeling sweaty somewhere, or maybe some part of the body is feeling cold or hot or numb down. Just breathe. And the moment you notice any part of your body, any sensations in any of your body parts, just breathe into it. And keep on breathing into it. It could be any part of your body. And the more you breathe into that sensation, the more it will expand. Yes, Arjun, in your case, when you couldn't experience it, but yes, when you start feeling relaxation in your shoulders and chest, that is where your body safety is. So just breathe into your shoulder and chest and let that feeling expand. And once you have tapped into that body part, come back to the here and now. Yes, Payal, you had a question?
Yeah. So while you were talking to Diksha, what happened was that I began to feel some energy movement in my shoulder and as well as in the lower back, and some sensations in the back heart as well. So I just wanted to know what could be that, because is it
Was it during this time when I was asking them to let it expand or something? When I was
while you were talking to Diksha and answering?
okay. So sometimes what happens, this needs further exploration, Payal, but one possibility could be that when you access to a particular safety, it expands. The feeling expands, right? Like what happened with Arjun. He wasn't feeling it before, but later on, he felt his shoulders and chest are relaxing, right? So sometimes whenever we tap into a body part, the energy expands. It happens when we visit the trauma as well. When we revisit those painful events as well, it may start from a small body part or very small sensation and then it expands. So this is what the core of somatic work is. So the idea of somatic work is to tap into that safe space and to tap into those traumatic parts. And then release those traumatic parts from the body, create space, and that then increase that, expand that safe space so that it reaches that part of your body. Okay, so this is very natural. Okay, and the more you immerse yourself in the process, you will be able to feel it vividly. Like you can literally feel all the kind of pulsations and sensations in any of your body. Later, as we'll keep.
That. Right now, I'm feeling that.
Yeah.
The whole body is like warming up.
Yes. Because in your example, it was that sense of safety.
Yeah.
Like whenever an infant or small baby is held and caressed, you feel that warmth, you feel that safety and security, right? So that is expanding. So in your case, Payal, whenever you are feeling any difficult emotion, just go back to this visual.
Okay.
When you were being held by your father and become aware of the sensations in your back. And then let it expand and let it expand and expand. And as you will keep on breathing and expanding this image, you will feel more calmer.
Okay.
Okay? Because everything lies in your body.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Arjun, you have something to say or ask?
Yeah, Sneha.
Yeah.
So actually, when I think of safety, I was not able to particularly point any part of the body, right? However, when I think of lack of safety, right, I can experience it in the body, right? So I'm assuming that when I go back from that lack of safety or from the space of fear, and when I release it, right? So in that case, I'm assuming it's the same space, right? Like because I can feel the lack of safety or fear around the chest region or the upper part of the belly.
Yeah.
Right. So that part I primarily identify with the lack of safety, right? Because otherwise, when I generally think of safety, like I feel I couldn't locate any part of the body. But when I think of lack of safety, I was able to locate.
Okay, so Arjun, I have a question here for you.
Yeah.
Were you able to tap into any memory
Of safety, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I was.
Okay. And then where was the lag? Were you able to find that safety, find that visual in any part of the body or not?
The visual, no, like I couldn't, I was able to visualize, but I couldn't, let's say, feel it in any specific part of the body.
Okay. And then you thought, where is it not? Where you are feeling lack of safety?
So I didn't think it immediately, but even in general, I've noticed it, right? Like whenever, because this is the safe space that I go to anytime I feel a sense of lack of safety, even as a practice.
Okay.
Right. So I've noticed that anytime I go to the space, after some time I feel a sense of relief. right? Something
Yeah.
that's being held around the chest or the upper belly, it gets released.
Yeah. Yeah. So in your case, that is your safe space for the time being,
Okay.
until and unless you
Okay.
release that feeling fully and you are directly tapping into your chest. Right now, you are
Okay.
going through an indirect route, right?
Yeah, correct.
So gradually, if you keep on working with your body, you will connect it at a deeper level. You will be able to directly jump to that part.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sure. Thank you.
Okay. So I would suggest all those people who were not able to access those safe space, just repeat this exercise without any filters of how or what it should be. Just go with the feeling, and a visual may flash, which may not make sense to you because it has not happened in real life. But it is not about whether it has happened in real life or not. It is more about the felt sensation. So even in your case, Diksha, if you're wearing the same dress and you're lying on the bed and talking to your phone, talking to your friend on the phone, it's about that feeling, the feeling of being seen as who I am. The reason why we give it vivid description and detailing is so that it is easier for us to go back to it. Okay, that is the only reason. Okay, now let's jump to the second part of this exercise. And now I want you to write down your deepest fear, your biggest struggle, whatever it is. It could be any aspect related to your relationship. It could be any deep-seated fears of yours, like losing someone. It could be an imaginary fear as well. If you cannot access to any deeper fear of yours, then in such cases, visualize what could be the worst that could be happening to someone. Just visualize or recall a scene in a movie or something which you have read in story and see what worse could have happened to someone. It could be a very emotional fear as well as a fear of being misunderstood or being rejected. It could be fear of being judged and shamed. It could be being left alone, or it could be a fear in terms of losing your home, losing your wealth, losing the financial security. It could be losing something which is very precious to you. Or it could be an imagined fear like dying somewhere alone. It could be anything and anything. So see what your fear is.
We just have to write the fear or details of the fear.
You can do anything. If you feel like this is that fear, or if you want to describe it, you can do it. Otherwise, we'll be doing it through a meditation as well. Let me know when all of you have written it down.
पड़े क्या?
Let me know when you all have written it down. Okay, Neha has completed it. What about others? What about you, Divya, Diksha, Deepti, Paramita? Okay, let's wait for another couple of minutes. Okay, let's close our eyes once again. You can choose to stick with one fear and then you can repeat the exercise multiple times for each fear of yours. Okay, let's close our eyes and just breathe into our fears. Breathe into those fears. See them turning into reality. See them happening for real to you. If you fear losing someone precious, see them losing in front of you. If you felt becoming homeless, visualize yourself becoming homeless right now. Let this fear turn into reality. Know that you are just visualizing it. And breathe into your deepest fears. If you feel that you will be judged and shamed, see it happening. If you feel that you will lose your loved ones, see them leaving you. And as you keep on breathing into your fear and seeing it materializing with every breath of yours, feel the sensations in your body. Feel it happening inside your body right at this moment. You may feel a tug, a tightening in any part of your body. You may feel your heart is pulsing faster. You may feel some choking sensation. It could be any experience. Just become aware of what is happening inside your body as you see your fears getting materialized. Are you able to feel it inside your body? For those who are on camera, just nod with your head, yes or no. And now I want you to open a big window. Create a big opening, an open window in that part of your body. If possible, place your hand on that body part, if it's possible for you. Place your hand on that body part and create a big opening on that part. And as you have created that opening, see it releasing from your body and taking a form, a size, a shape, or a color and standing right in front of you. See it releasing from your body and standing in front of you, taking a form, a size, a shape, a color. And just keep on breathing. And tell the sphere in your mind, I see. And I would like to know, why are you here? Who are you? Ask the sphere, who are you? And see that form changing and transforming into a face. And keep on looking into that face. Keep on looking into the eyes of that face. And see whose eyes it is. And if the sphere could speak, if it had a voice, what would it say? Hear the statement that they want to say. Can you hear a voice? Can you hear something? What they need to say? And as you keep on breathing, just notice if you keep on breathing and create a distance between this sphere and you. And with each breath of yours, the distance between the sphere and you increases. It keeps on increasing. And now breathe into your body once again. And see, do you feel the fear with that same intensity anymore? Or does it, the body sensation, the experience changes? As the sphere keeps on going farther and farther away, become aware of your body. How does it changes? How does the sensations in your body changes? And now visualize that space in your body where you felt that safety. and let a bridge connect these two places. The place where you felt safe, the place in your body where you felt safe, and the place in your body where you felt fear. And as this fear keeps on moving farther and farther away, see an energetic bridge between the safe space as well as the space where fear was residing. And as you build this energetic bridge, see that feeling of safety expanding and reaching to the place where the fear resided. Use your breath and see it moving. See that safety, that feeling of being safe, being secure, moving from that part of your body towards the other part where you felt fear. Breathe into your safe feeling. Breathe into that body part where you felt safe. And just keep on breathing and let it expand and reach to that part of your body where you felt the fear. And keep on breathing and increase the intensity. You may experience intense emotions as you keep on facing your fear as well as feeling that safety inside. And your body may release it in the form of tears, in the form of water from nose, in the form of burps or gas, in the form of sweat. All these are ways through which the body releases. Do not shy away from this. And just see that space of safety expanding and the energy expanding and reaching to those parts of your body which made you feel fearful, which made you feel scared. And the moment you feel that your sense of safety has overpowered your fear and the sensations which you felt in your body when you were imagining the fear has reduced or has gone, come back to the here and now. Take as much time as you need. And start writing it down. You have to write down whatever your fear was. How did it felt in your body? What was the felt sensation? And what happened when you were able to move it further and further away from what was happening inside. You have to write about your experience. And when you give that fear a form, a size, or a shape, what was that form, size, and shape? And when it transformed into a human, were you able to find out who it was? If they could have to say anything, what did they say? Let me know when you have written it all. And would any one of you like to share? I will be pausing the recording hereafter.
Yeah, I would like to